It is the first week of rattlesnake. We got Brian.
Good morning,
Came
everyone.
in from Ohio, and yesterday on the way to snake camp, he thought, I'm just gonna stop at this little spot, see if there's any snakes here, and caught a 45-inch plus yellow face.
Yes, sir.
And let it go.
Biggest one I caught since high school.
That's awesome.
That was back in the 80s.
So Justin isn't with us right now. He's gonna try to show up here later in the day, and we're gonna go see what we can find. We are, what, how many miles back in?
2.22.
2.22 miles back in, and we luckily escaped some rain because it was dark in the woods and we thought we were gonna get stuck, but we are almost close to a spot we're trying to check out. So we are at a short distance, so we'll catch up to you here real soon. We're hoping to find a lot of snakes. Okay, we just spotted some rocks and I'm pretty sure I see snakes, so I'm gonna zoom in here and check. Oh, there's a pile of them right there. There's a pile of them right there on the top of that rock. Oh yeah. See, already got some snake skins right here. There's a big snake skin here. Look at all those skins. And we got one right there. There's 3, 4, 5. There's 5 or 6 right here. I don't see no snakes there. Hey, look what I see. We see another Russ Gleixner trail camera. Don't worry, Russ. Secret's good with us. I got a couple snakes up under the rock there too. The old Russ Gleixner can't hide from the Leatherwood boys. Huh, Russ? But pretty cool spot. Lots of rocks. Big high wall over there. Not sure you can get up on top of that big rock, but definitely a snaky place, but definitely a gestation area. There could be the den, could be anywhere in here or up over the hill, but these are all going to be small females that are probably pregnant and they're here to get the sun, and so then this late summer then they'll have their neonates, baby snakes, and they give live birth, and they'll go down into their den for the rest of the winter. But pretty cool spot up here, just waiting for that sun to really peek out. Gotta be careful because right here is a snake. Gotta be careful. So we got Got a snake right here next to this rock. So I gotta be careful getting too close to that rock, but so he's counting them. We're just hanging out here, eating some trail mix, enjoying the view. Feels good after a long hike through the woods. And how many do you see?
6 in this pile, one hanging out
6
here
in the
this
pile, and I
crevice.
can see some in the rocks right here. But since we've been here, we have not handled any snakes. Yes, we have hooks and tongs, but there's really no sense to handle any of these snakes. They're all young snakes, mostly females, gravid females, pregnant females. And so really don't want to be handling them at all or disturbing them much. So we're just sitting here and just observing. And
Photographing.
maybe hopefully if the sun comes out a little bit more, they come out on this side of the rocks. It'd be really cool to see them coming out on that side. But yeah, the sun just keeps hiding behind these clouds and we just can't get them to have a steady shot of sunlight on these rocks. They're still like, when you look here, there's a couple that are hiding way back in there and they just haven't come out. But you can see the rattle. See how the rattle's tapered to like a really little point? That means that the rattlesnake is young. When you see pointed rattles, especially when you come up here and you see some of these rattles that are really short. Now, here's the thing about a rattlesnake's rattle. There's nothing inside the rattle. There's nothing. They're just segmented, and we're gonna look around because sometimes these snakes will accidentally pop their rattles off. Now, they grow a little button on their rattle each time they shed their skin. It's not a way to determine how old they are. So you can't count the rings like on a tree on a rattlesnake's tail to find out how many years it is old. So a snake might shed its skin several times a year, and each time it gains an extra button on its rattle. You can't age a snake by the rattle. And so, and if you notice, we have two phases, color phases, the yellow phase and the black phase of the Pennsylvania timber rattlesnake. Now, the timber rattlesnake yellow phase has a yellow head and yellow eyes. You don't go on the body of the color. You go on the head, and you don't go on the tail because even the yellows will have a little bit of black on their tail. Now the black phases have a black head and black eyes. And as you can see, some of them have more yellow in the middle of the body in the black phases than they do on the other ones, where more brown and black. That is how we tell the difference between the color phases. And the timber rattlesnake, as you go further south in the country, they're called canebrakes. It's still an eastern timber rattlesnake, but when they go southern, you get a lot more grays and different colorations. They're just, it's not an entirely different snake. It's still a timber rattlesnake. It's just that they call them canebrakes down there. Up here, we don't call them canebrakes. They're just timbers. So, and here we got one down here in the crack of that rock. He's got lots of pictures this time, huh, Brian? Now, a lot of people say, well, why do you whisper when you're close to snakes? Mainly not for the loud of my voice, but your voice makes vibrations off the rocks, and snakes are very sensitive to vibrations. So that's why we whisper sometimes, especially snakes that are handled often. These snakes are not handled very often, and look, I took one step, and now they're getting antsy. They know I'm here, but they're just like, okay, there's something here, but they're not coming after us, so we're just gonna hang out here, which should be a very good indication that rattlesnakes don't chase you. They're not evil, they're not bad. You shouldn't try to run them over with your car. They're not scary like they're trying to attack you. These things want to get away. And if I were to step right beside them like that, they'd be under this rock and it'd be a while till they come back out. They're not rattling. They know we're not a danger because we haven't even handled them and they're just hanging out here. Now, if I started messing and getting the camera really close, they might do some buzzing a little bit, but as long as we back off, they will stay right where they're at. So you have these people that are walking through the woods, oh, a rattlesnake's chasing me. No, what's happening is that rattlesnake is trying to go where you're going because that's where it's trying to hide and you're in the way. It's not trying to come after you. A rattlesnake does not chase people. Let's see if we can find a rattle, because sometimes they break off. Well, I don't want to grab that rattle because it's on a snake. There could be one underneath this snake skin, but I don't really want to put my hand down there because I can't see the oh, I do see a rattle down there. See if I can zoom in on the rattle. Can you guys see that rattle right there? There's a rattle laying right there. Maybe we'll get our snake hook and try to bring that out. Look how close. I am literally 2 feet from the camera. Now these snakes are not, I'm not close enough for them to strike, but they really just don't want to be bothered. See, as soon as I stood up too quick and they did not like me moving that fast, so I'm going to slowly back out. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a gear review because we get lots of comments and stuff of what's going on. As you can see, the rattlesnakes are right here. I'm only 3 feet from my back and I'm not worried. I can see them through my camera. I have the screen turned around, so don't worry. If you start screaming towards, hey, there's a snake coming toward you, I'm already watching it. But we're gonna go over our tongs. Now, these are what are called Gentle Giant snake tongs. They are breakdown models. You can buy them with non-breakdown models. But this is Brian's. You can see it's very narrow. And mine is a wide grip. You can see how wide the grip is. And what's great about these is when they close, you can see they don't close completely shut. These are the safest for snakes, okay? And when you have these in your hand, just like here, I'll show you, and you squeeze this as hard as you possibly can. I'm giving a, I don't want to break his tongs, but I'm gripping this pretty good, and it's not hurting my hand at all. So these are very safe for snakes. And when we do grab snakes, like the big males, you want to grab them in the middle of the body, not near the head. You want to grab them in the thickest, heaviest body part, because then they're not going to be thrashing around or anything like they're trying to get something stuck on their neck. But that's for if we find a bigger snake. We're not messing with these young snakes. Also, when we do catch legal snakes or we want to measure a snake, because here in Pennsylvania, a snake has to be a male, which we have to tube it in order to count a certain amount of scales right before the rattle. That's how the biologists have told us how to determine a male to female. And so these are light tube guards that you can buy at Lowe's. They're only a couple dollars, and we just cut them to the length that we like. And we'll put the snake's head up in there, hold them, and they can't turn or bite through this. Really cheap, inexpensive tool. And then also the males have to be 42 inches or longer in order for us to keep one. So in Pennsylvania, we have a venomous snake permit, allows you to keep 1 rattlesnake, 1 copperhead. Copperhead doesn't have to be male or female or any length, but a timber rattlesnake has to be a male and it has to be 42 inches long. So we do have to handle the snake in order to find out if it's that long, and we can't count the rattle in part of that process for the length. And when you keep one, you can either keep it for a few days, show people, bring it back to the wild, let it go right where you caught it. Or you can keep it as a pet if you want, or you can kill it legally, kill it and eat the meat and preserve the hide, the skin, whatever you want to do. Also, another tool is a snake hook. This one is made by Russ Gleixner, the camera that we found. The guy that has that camera made this hook. And so he just sells these. You'd have to reach out to him on Facebook because he doesn't have a website or anything to buy them. But these are really good breakdown model snake hooks. So these are more of a handling tool to maybe move snakes around, so to get them out of danger or to help them move around, to help them get into the tube. And so that's about it. We don't carry any medical stuff. We don't carry like snake suction cups or anything like that. The main more important thing is to know your escape routes. If something happens, where are you gonna go? Who are you gonna tell? And try not to be out there by yourself. At least have somebody with you, especially when you're way back in, because most likely you're gonna be life flighted in this. We're in some of the most remote sections of the state of Pennsylvania. And so if we get bit, it's probably automatic life flight to the closest hospital that has anti-venom. Anti-venom doesn't have a great shelf life, so it's not like you can keep it with you, and it's so crazy expensive that it just, not every place has it. So it's just more about being careful and being smart and having a healthy fear of the snake. You know, you don't want to get overconfident that you've been doing it so long and you just get too comfortable. That's usually when people get bit, especially those who are familiar with snakes a lot. But as you can see, these snakes could care less whether I'm here. I'm talking very loud so that I can overtalk all the wind, but pretty cool day. We're starting off Rattlesnake Weekend in amazing fashion. So hopefully we find more snakes and bigger snakes to come.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we got the rattle, and see if I can overtalk this wind, but it looks like there's some skin on this rattle, so it looks like it popped off when the snake shed its skin. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. So this snake probably shed its skin over the course of last year and this year just a few times, but it could have lost a couple more. But if you look, if you pinch right here, see how they pop off? And they're just inside, and you could pop them right back on. So that is what makes the rattle. It's this accordion-like, just a little bit of space between each button, and they're just kind of in there real loose. So when it shakes its tail, it's just that which is what makes the rattle. Oh look, see there, the button just popped off the very top. So that is what is made up of a rattlesnake rattle. There's nothing inside, no little balls or anything. Just so cool that no two snakes are alike. You can see how the one yellow face has very distinct pattern. The other one is not as distinct, it's a little bit faded. The one black face is a lot more darker with brown, and then this one has a lot more yellow. And then some of these are very, very dark. But some of these still have yet to shed. So if you see any with very cloudy eyes or bluish colored eyes, it means that the snake is getting close to shedding its skin. Now, here's a way that you can tell a female. Do you see how the tail comes to a quick pinch point, kind of like right in here? That's an indication of a female. When you see it really wide and then it comes down and pinches right before the rattle. A male would have a very long, narrow taper. So you can see on this yellow face how it's really wide, and then real close to that black where it turns black, it pinches down real quick. So these are most likely females, the way that they're laying. So it's an indication. Just by visually looking at snakes, how you can tell male from female just by looking. But yep, I'm right here. Like I can almost touch these snakes touch its rattle. See, they're not scary, they're not dangerous. Wouldn't be doing that if their heads were a little bit closer, but they're just wanting here to soak up the sun. Brian's gonna fill up his memory card before we go to the next stop. You don't got enough room for everybody. So we were looking a little closer here
There's a little bit white on there.
at the snakes back in here, and I noticed something. I'm like, wait a minute, something doesn't look like a rattlesnake. Well, when you zoom in here, we got a black rat snake is right here. There's its head. You can see the white on its face underneath its jaw. We got a black rat snake right next to a timber. And that's very common. Multiple species of snakes can hang out the same spot. They don't really attack each other or eat each other or anything, so they're perfectly fine with it. So, but that's pretty cool. I think we counted what? At least 10 snakes and a black rat. They keep moving around, it's hard to count. And they keep coming out from under the back and forth. So pretty good spot. And that's a pretty good start for the very first spot on snake camp. So we'll see what we find later today. We're just in the middle of the woods and we found a snake. Little garter snake. Okay, we're walking out. And I spotted a buck. 6-pointer already. Still a long time to grow. But there was a doe and a fawn right beside that buck. They took off, but the buck doesn't know where the danger is. All right. Justin showed up, and look, he's all tactical. Double water barrels. He's got his tactical knife and his tactical snake light. Where's your tactical pipe?
It's in my pocket.
Oh, I had a tactical pipe.
That's my snake right there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Is your zoom?
No,
Concentrate?
don't need to
Oh.
zoom. It's that bright.
Brian's got his tactical camera gear on.
Yeah.
Little camera right
This is
here.
what you need to go snake hunting. So we're hitting the afternoon spot. Gonna try somewhere different. You know you're at a good spot when you start coming to an edge and start seeing treetops and no more the trees end. But you know, we hunt a lot of different places. Cinnamahoney is our base camp, but we will drive long distances to find new places to snake hunt. So don't think that this is just like all in one concentrated area. We're spread out. Whatever we're on, it's steep because it's dropping down really fast. And we got sunlight, and we got a view, and now just wait for snakes. Come down over here. Right there's a pile of rattlesnakes. This is some thick, nasty here. So they're crawling up to get more sun. They got some, see those scales that are different color around its head? That's called scale rot. and it's a disease that gets on the snake. There's no really cure for it. So we definitely don't want to handle these snakes and then put our tongs on another snake to pass on that disease. They're just hanging out right here. You can see how that tail pinches down real quick, so definitely these are females going under the rocks. See, I'm right here beside them. They're not striking. I'm just looking over this ledge, look for more. They'll be back out when the sun comes. So there's, just looking down here, hold on or we're gonna blow off this mountain. Got one snake there all by itself, curled up. And using my camera, don't see any more. But I'm sure this place is loaded with them underneath the, you can't get through there because like where we're standing, it goes straight down for like 20 feet right here. So there's no way to jump down there to get to them rocks. And I ain't crawling through all that nasty stuff, so. We're back at camp and it looks like some other guys are here. Let's see who's all here.
Hi, buddy.
We got Luke Sweeney, Luke Nugent, and John Nugent. Where's Brian?
He's coming.
Oh, he's coming? All right, cool.
What's going on?
So we
What's
are ready
up?
for
How's it
Snake
going?
Weekend. And we got a lot of juice. Oh my, I just spotted something. I can't believe that's here. Brian!
What's up, buddy? How are
showed
you?
up. Not bad, how are you doing?
I'm good, man.
What do you got there?
All kinds of goodies.
Oh my. Ooh, I've been wanting to try that one. We got more. There is the snack aisle for camp. Lots of water, Gatorade for tomorrow. The lineup for the evening. And the specialty drinks on the house tonight are the Old Fashioned and the Tom Collins.
Other than like the standard ones and the fleece line ones and obviously ones like that, but like basically, hey, I had a great conversation with Charles.
And
We were up
instead
at
of buying
camp,
him scotch, he was like
for
barn work. Like I'm baling hay and I have my Crocs on.
Justin,
This
my
is the
buddy-
conversation
My
at
buddy
Snake Camp.
rototils, like hand rototils fields. Like his
Like
mom and dad's
Rose
garden.
Field.
And we
in
got
pink Crocs.
the Swedish torch
I'm just
going.
saying, I just transitioned to Crocs,
And are they
which
not
I
the
wear in
greatest
the
thing
house.
ever?
But I decided I'm just gonna wear them outside now.
And are your feet feel good?
Oh yeah, they
Do you
feel
have
great.
ones with the holes, or you have them all
No, they
filled
got
in?
the holes. They got the holes, and
you're-
they're chewed up because the dogs chewed them up twice. So they look horrible.
Justin,
I look like a total bum.
I can order you a new pair of Crocs. They're really
No,
not
I'm
that
not.
expensive.
No. I already thought about that. I'm
Hey,
like, nope,
you know what you need?
These are gonna die before
know
I get
what
new
you
ones.
I got
need
the
is-
formal ones. Mine are leather.
Yeah,
you
those
need-
are
Oh,
nice.
Snake Camp is a
What you
blast.
need is, you need,
Yeah.
you